all the banging was, I believe, was coming from his room. I do room right next to him. I think I would hear it if... Hello! Rose8767, bringing you another episode of Danganronpa. So, where we left off, it was time for the trial. So, as if on my cue, Monokuma says, over the loudspeaker, of course, "Attention, everyone! It is now time for the trial. Be sure to dress professionally, as in formal attire, as this is a trial setting. I will see you all in the basement down below. Follow the staircase by the bathroom down to the red door where you will find the trial. I'll see you soon." Alright, so let's have everybody head down there. And they're all ahead of me, apparently. They all got dressed in their bests already. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that was so hard. Anyway, let's, first off, let's have you be the one to lead us down there. So nice to see Peyton with some clothes on, like, seriously. Alright, form a group. Everybody who's left. Oh, do we only have 6 people left? Huh. Could have sworn I made 7 people, but whatever. I mean, I could have sworn I made 8 people. There should be 7 people because I made 8 people, but whatever. Whatever. Oh, wait, no, 6 people because she was counting herself. I'm sorry. There are 7 people left. Anyway, go here together, guys. And don't worry, the Monokuma is going to tell us in a second, but basically this will all be fixed by the end of the trial. That outfit, though. That's quite the outfit, Aaron.
Afrif. Ho, Ederoy.
Is that who I think? That's quite the outfit, too. Alright. Let's get them set up. Oops. Don't be dragging that. Don't be dragging that. Don't be dragging that. Okay. There we go. Whew. Now, Monokuma has a few words. Greetings, everyone! Please take your assigned seats around the trial hall. After the trial is over, everything of the murder will be cleaned up. If the blackened is not found at this trial, you will all die, and the blackened will go free. If the blackened is, however, found, they will face punishment, which is execution. So be prepared. We will go until the guilty party is found. You have to vote, and it has to be all unanimous. No. You have to vote, and it has to be, and the majority rules will decide who is the blackened. Hopefully you're right. Choose wisely. So, where on earth should we start with this? Anybody got any ideas? Said Rima. I feel like I should know who caused this. It's not really that obvious, but I feel like somebody's being... what's the word? I feel like it's a setup ploy. I feel like it's obvious. It's a little too obvious. Lucas obviously did it. He's the one who used the tube, and the tube was used to flood the bedroom. Girl, I did not kill her. First of all, I threw the trash away when I was done. The tubing in the trash in the hallway when I was done with it. Anyone could have grabbed it at that point. What about Maleficus? All the banging was, I believe, was coming from his room. I do room right next to him. I think I would hear it if nobody heard him but me. That would make sense. And he does seem to have some kind of history with Anna, doesn't he? I don't have a history with Anna. I have a past. It's not as complicated as everybody seems to think. All that was done was was a misunderstanding in the past, and nothing more than that. And Anna never forgave me for it. Is that true, though? Pardon? Anna never got to tell us her side of the story. How do we know what you say is the truth about that? This could be the motive for everything right now. A fair point, actually. I didn't say anything before, but I saw him in our area last night. Why are you just bringing this up now? Let her continue. Well, there was some banging going on that woke me up. I didn't think of anything. I thought it was just the boys being rowdy. Then I went out into the hall after taking a quick shower to get out. I sweat a lot during the night, and when I came back out to investigating some whirring noises, I found Maleficus drilling a hole. You mean the hole that supposedly flooded the entire bedroom? I didn't drill it to flood the bedroom. I don't even know what she's talking about. Of course you do. We literally had an argument, and Peyton described hearing us have argued. I did. I couldn't see who it was, but I remember Anita had an argument with somebody in the middle of the night. Lucas walked by me then shortly after to get the tubing. He walked back, and then the argument stopped. I didn't see Maleficus ever go by, though. At least not soon after that. That is because I was sleeping in my bed. You say that, but I saw you. I doubt I dreamt it, and I doubt Peyton dreamt us having an argument. Well, I was wide awake, so let's find out. Before we get into accusing people, I want to know more about Maleficus and Anna's past. I feel like there's something here we're missing. I agree. There's something here we're missing. Before we move anything forward, we need to find out why Anna was killed. I have a hunch on that. I found these papers, thanks to Monokuma, that kind of told us a little bit about Anna's past, since we didn't get to know her. Well, give him here. What do we know? Give him here. I want to see what we know. I will read them, thank you. I haven't had a chance to speak yet. According to this, Maleficus and Anna went to the same middle school. They were both friends with this young woman, Patricia Hart, who unfortunately met her demise in her 7th grade year. Demise? She committed suicide. At least that's what the official report says. Anna had told the police numerous times that Maleficus murdered her, but Maleficus denied such a thing. I didn't murder her. She committed suicide, and Anna never forgave me. Well, I mean, you weren't actually dating. And what you did was not really exactly what you would do to somebody you're not dating. Huh? I was getting to that. It showed according to the police report, the parents asked for a sexual assault kit, and it was proven that at the night of she was murdered, she had been raped. First of all, that was not during the night. That was the day before, and it wasn't rape, it was consensual. No, She said no several times. It's called rape. And then she told Anna, and her other friends, and then she wound up dead. She committed suicide. There was no official suicide note. However, she was hung. So the police just assumed suicide. She was also hung on the school grounds, as she was found the next morning in the gymnasium. I'm starting to think this is more or less a murder, and the police never looked into it, which would explain why Anna absolutely hates Maleficus. I think Maleficus was trying to kill her to silence her then. That would make sense. But what about the rubber tubing? Why did he need it from me? Or from my trash? I don't know. I never saw him go by, but I probably zonked out at the table. I was very tired. Dang banging. I never heard the banging. My room right next to you, it must not have been that loud, could it be? The walls are mostly soundproof. There's just a few minor exceptions. Neighbors tend to hear exact neighbors will hear what the other is doing if it's loud enough. I see. So, you soundproof the rooms, but we can't, have coitus? I don't know how that works. Let's focus on the task at hand. Lucas, why did you at all go into the girl's room with the tubing? Did you at all go in that direction? Peyton will have seen you, I assume, if because he did see you go past the rooms. No, I went straight to my room with the tubing. I fixed my sink. I went outside. I put the tubing in the trash that I didn't need and went back to bed. I do remember that what woke me up was the sound of my pipe suddenly bursting, and thus the water was everywhere. Oh yeah, come to think of it, my pipes were rattling. That's another. Besides the banging, my pipes were like rattling. That's what woke me up. Rattling pipes, a bursting pipe, and Maleficus's pipes were all broken. And Anna's room's flooded. There was also that big hole in the wall that connected both to Anna's room and Maleficus's room. Do you think that has something to do with it? What if Maleficus used like a baseball bat or something to bang on the wall until he broke it open, burst a pipe, and it flooded and then covered it up on his side enough so it didn't flood his room? That would make perfect sense. I did no such thing. Well, can you have any story to back it up? I slept through the entire night. Uh-huh. So then why would he go back for the tubing to try and flood it after? Yeah, I would assume the pipe bursting into the bedrooms and clogging it so it didn't flood his room, which caused our pipes to burst, or Lucas's more so, would probably flood fast enough that he didn't need the tube. What if he realized this was taking too long of a process? What if he tried to stop it from happening? You mean he didn't want to get caught, so he tried to reverse what he caused? This is starting to piece together. If he tried to reverse what he caused by going back and getting the tubing and trying to drain the room, that would explain why he had to go into the girl's room, drill the hole, and then he would have to basically, he would run into Anita and the room, and then he'd need the tubing because it wasn't draining the way he wanted it to. It still wouldn't have worked. I mean, he's no architect, but that would have flooded way too fast. I'm an architect. I can tell you right now that wouldn't have worked. It would have worked the way in, but not the way out. That's it. He was trying to frame Lucas. I think the reason he went back is not only just to drain it, maybe having second thoughts, but when he realized it wasn't working, he used the tubing to try and frame you. So he tried to make it look like I did it. Any words on this, Malpheus? You all are a bunch of idiots. That is not what happened. That is not at all what happened. Are we ready to vote yet? Yes. No, we're not even close to done. They've come up with this cockamamie spiel that I've committed murder. If you all are ready to vote, please press the name on your podium to decide who you think the guilty one is. We're not done. We're not even remotely done. I cannot believe you all think this cockamamie idea that I'm the murderer. Prove us wrong. Tell us exactly what you did. And don't tell us you went to bed. People say otherwise. I believe I can say without a doubt that Malpheus has done it. I concur. In fact, I will tell you exactly how he did it. Right. Word from word, exactly how last night went. So this is what happened as a recap of the night of the murder, for those of you who needed a follow-up. On the night of the murder, out of rage, Maleficio was banging on the wall, really hard, mind you, that just happens to be the shared wall on the other side with Anna. The noise then in turn woke up Peyton, whose room is directly next to Maleficio's room. Now Maleficio pounded his wall so hard he eventually broke a pipe, which then in turn broke his plumbing. It was then that Peyton made his way to the library to get a book. Having not been able to get to sleep with the noise, he decided to read a book to pass the time. From there, he could hear Anita arguing with somebody. It was here we found Anita and Maleficio arguing, and Maleficio had just drilled a hole into behind the computer to drain the water out. But from the room, when he realized people were waking up, they had woken up Anita and they started arguing about it. It was at this point that his plumbing that he had hooked up to flood Anna's room had started flooding her room most rapidly, to the point that had started flooding her room most rapidly, and which made it hard. Flooded her room most rapidly, which made it hard for it to stop the process that had begun. But the sounds of the road flooding were covered up by the loud arguing between Anita and Maleficio. It was then that Lucas woke up to the sound of his sink breaking, as the rush of plumbing incidents had caused a clog in the pipes, which then in turn backlashed on his own plumbing, as it was the last plumbing in the last source of plumbing in the building. It was then that Lucas made his way to the kitchen, at which Peyton saw him walk by. It was then that Lucas began to get some supplies from the cabinets, as he remembered that there was some cleaning supplies in some of the cabinets. Not cleaning supplies. Plumbing supplies. Some plumbing supplies in the cabinets inside of the kitchen. Lucas then made his way back to his room, which then Peyton remembers seeing him walk by again. It was there that Lucas made his way back to the room and then prepared to repair his own sink using the tubing that he had found in the kitchen. It was then that Lucas got rid of the trash by depositing it in the hallway trash can. Or not the trash, the extra piping. From there, Lucas returned to bed. Anita went back to bed, and Maleficio went back to his room after fighting with her. On the way to his room, he found the pipe sticking out of the trash and decided to gather some. Maleficio then proceeded to try and hook up the pipe to drain the room before anyone can find out what he had tried to do, when he realized, looking at the computer, that it was already 7 a.m., he immediately got back up and rushed back to his room. It was then that the incident which happened to Anna would then occur. And that, my friends, is what happened last night. Without a doubt, Maleficus is the murderer. And I vote for him. Me too, as do I. I agree. Without a shadow of a doubt, I believe it is him. I concur as well. You're all idiots! You're all dooming yourselves! I did not commit murder! Actually, you did! They all guessed right! Maleficus is the Blackett! And for that, he shall be punished. You know what? Screw you all. That's right, I did it, and that bitch had it coming. I did not mean for it to become so out of hand. It was love and passion, I tell you. I love that girl that I raped, and I would do it again, but that bitch, that girl would not let it go. It was dead and buried, and she would not let me live my life. She was going to forever see that I was miserable, and she deserved to die for it. The sounds of it, Maleficus, it's you, Maleficus, it's you who deserves to die. I agree. Well, let's not go that far.
Enough of this jibber-jabber! Maleficus, as you've all been calling him the wrong name...
Yeah, you all been calling me the wrong name, guys.
He is blackened, and thus will be punished. It's punishment time!
And with that, a door opened up out of the middle of nowhere, and Maleficio was sent inside. Where he would find a rather occult array room, and he would be locked inside. It was then, upon staring at the room of darkness, the incident happened.
I really hate you. Stop getting in my way. I've lost my patience. When are you gonna decay? I want to throw you out just like my broken TV. If you'll come back once more, it shall be painful, you'll see. I hope you die in a fire. Hope you'll be stabbed in the heart. Hope you'll get shot and expire.
With that, Maleficio Demonis, the ultimate occultist, was dead. A perfect punishment for the ultimate occultist, a death by a hellbound flame.
Call me obsessed, call me insane. Something is creeping through my veins. Eyes cannot see what's underneath. I can't stop and you can't stop me. I'm gonna get the fire started. Impossible for you.
Wow, that's really burning, isn't it? So this is really just like a practice for you guys. The next episodes will kind of be more story and less murder mystery, so you guys get to know the characters. But this is more of a practice run. I'm gonna give a shout out at the end of this to the person who solved it. But I love you all, my beautiful lovelies. I will see you all in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe for more. And there will definitely be more Danganronpa. I was a little disappointed about the lack of comments though at this time around, so please try it. If you think you know who it is, please try to comment, because I'd like to hear who people think the murderer is. So, yeah, if you want to solve the mystery, solve the mystery. A special shout out to Jared Reyes, who managed to solve the murder first. And another shout out to Sammy Rabbit, who solved the murder second.